All right. So imagine it's 1995, right? You get a PlayStation. You like racing games. What are you gonna get? You're gonna get Ridge Racer, right? Well, what if you want like something different than an arcade game, an original title, or something that's you already got Ridge Racer and you're getting a second racing game? You might get Need for Speed, right? But what if that's not exciting enough for you and you need combat? You need combat in your racing action. Oh, well, you're gonna get Wipeout then, right? Awesome. Oh wait, no, you don't want to do like a futuristic thing. You want something more grounded and modern. Okay. Well, then that's going to be Destruction Derby. Oh wait, is that not the right type of combat for you? You actually want to physically hit someone with your fists while you're racing? Well, have I got the game for you? It's called Road Rash. What, you're scared of motorcycles or something? Or you just have some problem with Road Rash? Maybe you already played it until you were bored on 3DO. Well, guess what? Now we've got ESPN Extreme Games. Now that we're down to what, the seventh racing game available at launch for the Sony PlayStation? At or near launch. But I did play this on a kiosk at a Best Buy in 1995, like the description says, and I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I was like, wow, this is a lot like Road Rash. And I don't know that I did any, like that I played it enough to realize how hard it is, because I can't get anywhere on this game at all. But it's fun. It's one of those things that's kind of fun regardless. It's just kind of a mess. So we're gonna give it a go. Give me just 1 second here. I'm almost ready. Um, but enjoy the demo here. You'll get a really good vibe for how Road Rash like this is, and it actually looks a little better than Road Rash in my opinion. The texture warping's worse, and that's because it actually is using PlayStation hardware to render, whereas Road Rash, I believe, is entirely software rendered. That means you can also enhance this game's graphics in DuckStation if you want to. But it has way less dithering than Road Rash does, so it's got that going for it. I feel like the speed's really uneven, but that could also be because of the way the game controls. So anyway, I'll be back in just a second. We'll get started on ESPN Extreme Games, and I hope everyone enjoys how extreme this is and how old it is for a PlayStation game. I'll be right back.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
I actually think a lot of this game looks really good, as far as the way they design the tracks and then the art in game for this type of game engine. Other than the kind of ugly digitized sprites that make up the characters, the tracks themselves and the detail and color and stuff on them um, looks as good as Need for Speed or better, kind of, and probably better than Road Rash because of all the dithering, which I mentioned that game has. It's very heavily dithered, but the menus suck. And the presentation outside of the actual in-game graphics is awful. There's all this really terrible pre-rendered CG like you're seeing here, mixed with just bad pixel art, like heavily pixelated in-game engine stuff and digitized stuff all thrown together. The only thing consistent about it is how consistently ugly it all it is. And the menus are slow and they're confusing to navigate. They're like bad in almost every way. We're going to turn the video on though, which gives us a little video presentation before each race. The difficulty option does not, I swear to God when I say this, it does not seem to do anything. I've tried it on easy, I've tried it on extreme, it's all the same shit, and I lose every time anyway, so it doesn't matter. Um, at best I come in like eighth or ninth, and usually it's like that's out of 16, and usually it's like 14, 15, 16. that kind of place. So it's insanely hard and seems unfair. But you can buy upgrades as you go along, and I assume that's what makes it plausible to get a podium finish. It still seems like it'd be really, really hard to get first. If you ever make any tiny mistake, every enemy that's behind you instantly rubber bands up to you and starts punching and kicking you. So that makes it really, really hard to make any real progress, but you won't care. You'll probably be laughing as you play this anyway, and you won't care. It's that kind of game. It's real goofy, and I kind of like it, because of that. It's just stupid. It's stupid and fun in the same way that something like Rampage World Tour is stupid and fun. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, oh, I'm not trying to continue season. I'm trying to do a new season. It's awkward to kind of drive in this game because it's not simply gas and brake. It's push and crouch. So you have to push when you're going uphill or flat to gain speed, and then crouch when you're going downhill to gain speed. And it's a little hard to perceive what's uphill and downhill. The easiest bike to use, the easiest vehicle to use is probably the bike. But you got skateboard, street luge, and rollerblades also. They're all fun to use. The street luge is fast and very hard to use. You're a tiny little sprite. The skateboard and roller skate feel kind of the same. I think rollerblades might be a little easier to use than the skateboard. But the mountain bike is just would be straight up Road Rash if it wasn't for the whole push and crouch mechanic. And you can't punch and kick when you're on the bike. You can only kick, so it doesn't matter whether you use R1 or R2 or L1 or L2. But it's directional punch and kick. It like controls like, other than the pushing and crouching thing, it controls like a Road Rash does.
Utah, lots of beautiful scenery and mountains, but look for shortcuts and you'll end up in an old ghost town.
It's not even full screen, even though the PlayStation has a hardware video player and could easily do that. This feels like it was made for 3DO and moved over to the PlayStation last minute or something.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
13th is on the good side of average for me. But here's the thing. I got $95. That's not too bad. The green gates are entirely what I have to be focused on. That's how you earn money.
I didn't know these things had reverse. This is a race.
Shut up. Anyway, that's what's going to help me go faster in the long run. I see why those are turned off by default. What an asshole.
San Francisco. You'll finish at the Golden Gate Bridge, but the key here is the tunnel. Once you hit it, go all out because you're almost home.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Really stole 13th place there. I could have done a lot better on money. There were a lot of opportunities that I missed. That's a good level to get cash on. Some of these levels I can basically get no money
I
on.
didn't know these things had reverse.
Oh, since she just says the same shit every time, I might as well turn her off. That's awful. Yeah, there really is a reason why that's off by default. I just wonder if any have any emulator developers ever considered the idea on their emulators that run in mostly 4.3 to just put all HUD stuff in the extra blank space on the left or right instead of having it spill over onto the screen? Like, as somebody who streams, I would really appreciate it if they just made that little consideration. I don't think it's ever good to have any part of the game screen covered up. It's not a big deal. I know that they're just doing it for saves, but you see it when I play PlayStation 2 or GameCube or anything else. And I know I could probably go in the menu and just entirely disable it, but wouldn't it be cool if it was just in the space that I'm not displaying on in the stream anyway? Like that would be neat. It seems like such a simple concept. I accidentally continued with video one, which is not what I wanted to do. Hang on. Can I back it up from here? Yeah, I can. It just takes, forever. I tried turning on the fast disk access in this game.
South America. Look for the hidden treasure, but be careful. You never
I
know
guess they
what could
decided that
hide
what
in
I
those
chose
caves
was
in
to
the
race
ruins.
instead. God damn it. The menus and controls are terrible in the menu. Like, the whole interface of it's just truly the worst.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Hell yeah, I tore it up that time. Got $0. Didn't even see a money gate. Maybe you can't earn money on that level. I don't know. Stupid.
Have you ever raced one of those before? This one was over before you even crossed the starting line.
Shut up. I didn't earn more than 2,000 points and didn't make it onto the board. But in Utah, where I came in 13th place, I got 31,000 somehow. I truly don't understand this game's scoring system. It must be total nonsense. Is it just entirely based around money gates or something? Go ahead and turn that video off and get this moving a little faster here.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
6th place is a new record for me. I've never done that well. That's amazing. I only earned $25 though. Only got 12,000 points. So the points are such a... I don't get it. And they're just nonsense. Everything's random. I think there's one more map we haven't seen. And then we'll look into upgrading our bike. This should be Italy, right? Yeah, Italy.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Fuck. Oh, come on, game. So, how you feel about this game is really going to depend on your tolerance for jank. Some people are going to think it's just too sloppy of a mess of a game to be cool at all, whereas other people are going to just really enjoy punching and kicking each other. So, punching and kicking people off of bikes, it's pretty entertaining, um, but also kind of crappy at the same time. A lot of times I forget that it's crappy when I'm playing the game, though, and I only remember that it's crappy when I'm experiencing these menus or try to do anything, like change the difficulty. It doesn't do anything. I'm going to look into that, actually, and take a quick break here. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue our ESPN Extreme Games career. All right, so what I pieced together here, based on my own experiences and what AI and the internet has told me about this game's difficulty option, excuse me, is that it affects how aggressive the computer is in combat. And I think, and from my own experience, adding to that, I would say towards everyone, including each other, not just the player. Like they'll start just going ape shit on each other if you put it on extreme, which can sometimes make it easier and sometimes make it rougher, but it has nothing to do with the placement of stunts and obstructions on the track. It doesn't affect the track at all. It doesn't affect the speed of the game at all. And it doesn't affect the racing ability of your opponents at all. It's literally just an aggression setting. So take that for what you will. And I'm going to see if I can upgrade my bike to at least the second level and see if we do a little better from here. Who knows? Before I buy anything, how much money do I have? Does it show? Am I missing it? Does it show in the catalog how much money I have too? Oh yeah, your cash, 575. So level 2 is 310, level 3 is probably 700. Should I grind it out for the 700? Or should I upgrade now? Let's go ahead and upgrade now. Fuck it. Alright. And it should show me as using the blue bike now. Yes, excellent. And then the next one's like black and then red. Or gray and then red. Can't afford it. Get your broke ass out of here. Alright, here we go. Back to Utah.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
I had third there for a little while, and I lost it because like as soon as I made one tiny mistake, the game's like, you know what, screw you, and then it just like went ape shit, like throwing all these like 12 or 13 guys just past me like instantly, like just like a dozen of them just like smacked me from right from behind and disappeared, which kind of makes me think that even if you had the best vehicle, the best extreme sports tool to do this with, that you're going to still have the possibility of being in first place, just clipping some tiny thing at the end and then having like all 15 guys just pass you on like the last turn. Like I can easily see it happening already, and it makes me mad preemptively. This game isn't designed to be fair in any sort of way whatsoever, or to allow like any sort of progress. It's really insane. And yet it's still fun because the fun is actually just the punching and kicking as you're racing along, trying to hit ramps and shit. That's where it's all at.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Yeah, fuck that street luge guy. I showed him. I always do terrible in San Francisco. It's awful. And I've never even gotten on the board in South America. That's awful. 1 second here. Alright, here we go with more ESPN Extreme Games, also known as 1Xtreme.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Funny enough, I did way better there. Yeah, I did terrible in the race. I had no chance after how horrible the first half of that went, which was definitely the worst I've played so far. But I found all those money gates, and you just have to break left on that one point, and that's where all the money is. That's a big deal. That's like a lot of money. That's $100. $100 more towards my $700 bike that I'm working for. Heck yeah, finally actually got some points in South America. You've got to take that path to the left. You have to pull to the left no matter what.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
I did practice this, by the way. What I didn't practice was the saving the game and getting up to the point of having the third or fourth level of vehicle. Again, I don't know what to call it. Third or fourth level of bike or whatever. I don't know that it makes any difference. But yeah. One more to go here. While I let my hand have a little break. All right, we'll do this last one, then we'll take a little bit longer break to let my hand stop throbbing from holding. This is one of those games where you need to hold up the whole time too. I'm pretty sure I've basically been doing it, so I think to get the maximum speed, you have to both maximize when you're pedaling or pushing to climb hill, and then crouching to go downhill, and holding up the whole time. So that's basically how it's played. And there's 4 attack buttons. There's a punch and kick for left and right. Although the bike does not, for whatever reason, does not have a punch animation, so both just do kicks.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
This is a lot more difficult this time, like in terms of placement of objects, but I didn't think any of that stuff ever changed, so I don't know. The important thing is I got paid. I'm going to take a quick break here, and then when I get back, we'll see if I've got anything to spend money on. Let's see if I can buy anything yet. Not quite. Nope.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
I like literally got punched away from the area that had all the green gates in it. Like I couldn't go to the right where it was. Like somebody just fucking sent me flying so far over to the left that I had to go down that road. So that was really shitty. Really, really shitty.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Wow, that season was so bad it was almost painful to watch. Well, maybe it wasn't that bad, but you are definitely lacking in some skills. You need practice in the worst way.
So that was the actual end of the season, right in that awkward spot after San Francisco. So you go through all 5 of them, and then you go through the first 2 again, and then after San Francisco it ends. I came in 4th overall. What? What a bizarre system. Okay. I might be able to upgrade my bike again. I already own it. Oh, you have to buy them within the scope of the season? What? Hang on here. I'm confused. Huh. Is this just going to end again after San Francisco, though? Am I going to lose my money? What happened here? You do lose all your money after this season. That's psychotic. I guess we'll do a new season with a different vehicle. I don't know, this game has the worst controls, the worst interface, the worst game structure. It's just so terrible in so many weird little ways. The actual game would be pretty fun otherwise. We're gonna put it on Extreme, maybe. No, you can't use the same name. This is stupid. I want to just reset it. Yeah, this had too many other racing games competing with it at the same time. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, like you had so many other and kind of distantly better options. I would say that Wipeout and Ridge Racer, and I don't know if these are launch titles or just like very very early first generation titles, but like those are much better games, you know. Much better in the case of Ridge Racer, I'd say. Actually, Wipeout's pretty dang good too. And then the kind of more middle of the road stuff, like Destruction Derby and even like Need for Speed, which is pretty good. We're talking like 9 out of 10 game probably for Ridge Racer at the time in context and everything. Same thing with Wipeout in the 8 or 9 range. Something like Destruction Derby is probably in the 7 range. Need for Speed is probably about an 8, 7 or 8 for a racing game at its time and just overall quality and design of game. So a game like this, I would say, is a 6. Really struggling hard against better competition immediately in its wake on both PlayStation and Saturn. Really, just so many other different, better, even combat racing games you could play, and it's really just Road Rash, and playing Road Rash is probably the better option. I do feel like though that this is like some sort of spiritual successor to Skitchin or something. I mean, there's obviously no skitching in the games. There's no traffic on which to skitch, I guess, right? And I have streamed skitching. It's in one of my randomized retro ROM streams, though, so good luck finding it. That was kind of a neat concept, and I might come back to it sometime, but it is an idea that I abandoned. The only real recurring stuff I do nowadays is the Castlevania challenge, certain Doom challenges sometimes, and Nintendo World Championship, and the Metal Slug 20 Lives challenges. But the idea with randomized retro ROMs is just that I have access to so many games. Let's just play some at random to see what they even are and try to rate them. But it's tough to do. This is made for some sort of sloppy streams, but it's pretty fun. Let's see if I can get past the start menu here. Oh, like I was gonna say earlier too, I did try like when practicing this, setting the load speed to the absolute maximum, and it did not break the game, doesn't crash it, but it doesn't seem to work. Like everything still seemed pretty slow. Like maybe it was just a tiny bit better, but I think it was also screwing up the audio, so it really wasn't worth doing. It rarely is. Disk speed enhancements are almost always desirable, but rarely do they work well on anything. Just a tip if you're using emulators and you're trying to accelerate. If you're having problems with the game crashing and you're using an accelerated disk access time in the emulator, try not doing that and see if it fixes it, because it often will. So I can't do a new season under the same name either, though. I have to continue season off of tech, and then just take what it is a new season anyway. Like what? It's like it erased my game. That's my reward for finishing last. Yeah, we erased your game. The only thing we kept are the times. Okay. I'm just gonna have $300, right? Okay.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
I checked to see if my memory was accurate here, and it was. This did really release on DOS as well. It came out in '96 on DOS, but there is no Saturn version, which I was kind of curious about. I'm going to take a quick break here, and I'll be right back. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll be able to upgrade right after I get back. Let's go through these screens. Make sure it saves. Be right back. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can get anything upgraded here. On my rollerblades. I'm going to stick in there for the 3rd level rollerblade. I think it's worth it. But it doesn't seem like I'd ever earn enough to get the 4th level early enough for it to make a difference on any of the races. I don't know. I don't understand this game's logic at all. Or strategy. It's just really frustrating, and it's a weird mix of frustrating and pointless that kind of undermines an otherwise really fun to play core game.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
So early in the 5th generation, what was generally expected from a 3D capable machine would be that it could do 2D on 3D graphics or 3D on 2D graphics. Like 3D on 2D would be something that has like 3D characters, but a just flat backdrop, like a lot of shooters or whatever might. And then this would be a good example of 2D on 3D, where it's a 3D environment but uses sprites for like everything, like Doom. So the PlayStation came out swinging with like 3D on 3D graphics with stuff like Ridge Racer and Toshinden, which had 3D backgrounds and stuff. That was crazy. Blew everyone's mind. And then you had stuff like this, which just kind of looked like it belongs on a 3DO or an Atari Jaguar. It's not the same thing, really. But at the time, people were real harsh. Oh, look, this could be a Super Nintendo game. No, it fucking couldn't. Not even close. But yeah, it's definitely of the Road Rash variety in every way. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Nice, I got the money and 7th place. Solid. I can finally buy the level 3 skates. Again, I feel like hanging in there for the level 4. I think it cut me off after losing too many times at an odd point, and then it maybe keeps going. I don't know. That's such an odd thing. There's 5 levels, and I did all 5 of them in order, and then I did the first 2 in order, and then it ended after 7 levels. What is that? I don't get it.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
$10 whole. Don't spend it all in one place.
On your mark, get set, go!
There's not even a visible finish line on that level. It just kind of abruptly ends. We'll see if it, and speaking of abruptly ends, I'm really looking forward to doing the next 2 races to see if it abruptly ends after those like it did before. I assume it will. I don't know if it's due to my session points or how I'm doing in general or what, but whatever.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
So my season points were 120 last time and 50, so they're either not cumulative or it has reset already. I just don't understand. I wish I understood how this game is structured. It's kind of not structured. I feel like that's the core problem. As you'll recall, this was our last race last time. The 7th race with the from the beginning.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
Well, it didn't abruptly end this time, and it's letting me play further. That's something, right? Give me just 1 second here, and we will do just that. I just thought of a couple of other early generation long box PlayStation games I'd like to play. One of them is Air Combat, which is the first Ace Combat, and I think that's going to be a text picks for next week, along with my first Neo Geo Pocket game to do, which will be Metal Slug First Mission, of course, for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. So kind of a military theme next week, but also continuing this look at early PS1 titles. I'm not sure why they called it Air Combat instead of Ace Combat on the first incarnation. Maybe there was some sort of potential copyright conflict, but they switched the regular name Ace Combat 2 with the second game and kept it from there on out. I have the latest one too. They gave it to us free on PSN, so maybe I'll check that out at some point as well. You can really see the evolution of those games if we wanted to. I have all sorts of them. I've got the fourth one for PS2. Obviously, we can play the first three on PS1. I think I have maybe the fifth one on Xbox 360 or something. Maybe the sixth game is the only one I don't have. I don't know. Anyway, let's see how much further they let me play this. Gee, it's too bad they couldn't have made the graphics worse on that part, or this part. Like, why even show video on the little screens if it's going to look like that? That looks like something that farted its way over from an old 16-bit game, not in anything in the actual game. But, man, the menus are so bad, so ugly. It's a shame.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
And that green street luge guy in the tunnel cost me so much money. He cost me like $50 for missing gates because he just kept pushing me out of the way and kept pushing me out of the way. It was really satisfying to like kick the shit out of him and send him flying. I will say that, but very frustrating.
On your mark. Get set. Go! On your mark. Get set. Go!
one moment here before we drag this out further. Alright, here we go. Can I buy anything at all? Of course not. God, it would take forever. This sucks.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
So I'm under the impression this never ends. So I'm gonna switch it up for something different. So I'm just gonna take a quick break here, wrap this stream up, and start another one with a different long box game. It's a game that I've never streamed before, but it's also a game I've definitely streamed before. I'm gonna do Raiden Project, which runs great under DuckStation. Excuse me, it did not work well under Swan Station and RetroArch, which is what I used to use because the aspect ratio was never displayed correctly. And it was kind of a shame because when I did the Raiden streams and I did all of the games, all of them, I played everything all the way from Raiden through Raiden Nova, and I wanted to use PlayStation for every single bit of it, and I almost did, but I couldn't do Raiden 1 and 2 through Raiden Project because it didn't look right. So I just used the arcade games instead, which of course probably are better in a few ways, I'm sure. But the PlayStation game is great, and I also have just a ton of nostalgia for every bit of it, including its remixed soundtrack and stuff. So let's check it out. It's just about the last bit of Raiden I haven't covered, other than my Raiden Fighters collection for 360, which again I just did the arcade ROMs the last time I played it. But anyway, we'll check that out. And again, next week's text picks will be well, let's just recap here. This week's text picks were all Dines for Super Graphics, which I streamed yesterday. Please check that out. It's a pretty interesting little shooter. But at the end of the day, it's a shooter on a system that's got tons of them, and it's really hard. I rated it a 6 out of 10. I was able to get to the third level. And then there's this ESPN Extreme Games, which was later renamed 1Xtreme. It has a couple sequels. I've never played them. It's really janky, really messy, very early PlayStation game. Fun anyway. Basically Road Rash. Spiritual successor to Skitchin. It's alright. It's pretty fun. Kept me busy for a couple hours, right? 3 hours even. Jeez. So, but I still would rate it a 6 out of 10. It's not great. It could use more content, and it could be more. It needs more structure. I don't quite understand the whole tournament and stuff. There's not enough information about what's going on. So, but anyway, I'll be back soon with Raiden Project.